actually took a little trip off the farm today. It's a rainy day, so there wasn't much we could do outside, and decided to hit up the Louisville tractor show at the Louisville Expo Center. So we are here, we're ready to see some big tractors, and we're gonna go see if we can check out Justin Rhodes is giving a talk here, so we're gonna go see and doing a meet and greet. So we're gonna go see if we can find him and his family and say hello. So come along with us.
Figured I'd lose them in the side-by-sides and lawnmower section.
So of course we had to stop by the side-by-side booth. We got the tour. Ryan's talking the specifics. Of course, this is going to be his baby, I think. So he's got a whole list of demands that he wants on his side-by-side. But it obviously is something that we're definitely going to need on the farm, and something that's going to be super useful because we can't always use the truck, and like we said about getting stuck or whatever. So they're pretty snazzy. So we're looking at the 4-seater, and this one's neat because the back seat actually turns into a bed. So you can you can have a 2-seater with a bigger bed, or you can have a 4-seater with the smaller bed. So it's obviously something that we definitely need. Having the 4 seats with all 3 of these babies, Lulu's checking things out. Having the 4 seats. So this was definitely a booth that we needed to stop by.
Look at the race car, Al. Look at that.
So it is actually the next day. By the time we got home from the tractor show in Louisville yesterday, and we actually ended up stopping at a local butcher to pick up some meat. Like in a previous video, if you remember, I'm kind of on the hunt for some good quality meat until we can start raising ours. And we did end up finding a butcher that's about 35 minutes, maybe 45 minutes away from the house. And they have tri-tip, which around here is a little bit difficult to find. So being the native Californian that I am, I crave my tri-tip, and very, very happy to be able to find some. So we went over there, and it's local meat. It's not as great quality, as what we want, but it's better than shopping at Walmart or Kroger, which we will not do. And so we were very happy to find them. So we picked up a couple of tri-tips, some ground beef, and some lamb. We've been really into ground lamb and lamb chops lately. I'm not sure why, but we've really been enjoying that. And of course some sausage, or some ground pork, so we can make our own sausage with our own spices on it. We like to use our own ingredients that we know. We actually brought spices with us from California, from our favorite spice lady out there. So we definitely are going to miss her. But anyways, by the time we got home from Louisville and doing that, it was probably about 4 o'clock. The girls were done. They were exhausted from having no naps and being in the car and in the strollers all day. They didn't really get a chance to run around. It was pretty busy there, and I didn't really feel comfortable with having them out. They're kind of hard to, curtail. Farm babies and all. They're free-range kids, so they tend to just run around. So they were done. And the storm had set in. So it was so windy. It was so rainy. It was crazy. I have some video. I'll actually post it after this. I have some video of how bad it was. But when we got home, there was about an inch of rain in the rain gauge. And it was so windy that the rain was coming in basically sideways, and the rain gauge didn't fill up anymore after that. But I know that we got rain because we watched it come in, and the ground is it's a mess out here. So anyways, we just kind of spent the day monitoring, or the rest of the afternoon and evening monitoring things, making sure everybody was safe and secure, and just watching it. If you've been a follower of us for a while now, even before we started the YouTube video, you know that in 2017, on our old farm in California, we had a crazy windstorm, and we actually ended up losing one of our barns and one of our big trees on the property. At that time, we had chicken tractors out in the field, and the tractors were moving across the field. It was so windy. So Ryan and I have a little bit of anxiety when it comes to windstorms, so we just kind of like to lay low and keep an eye on things, and it makes us a little bit apprehensive to be out and doing stuff when it's windy. So we do kind of laugh about that, but I can understand how somebody would have some, maybe some post-traumatic stress after surviving a more serious storm, because even with that little storm that we had, we definitely have a hard time when it's very windy, and we're just kind of anxious in general. So anyways, it was really fun to go to that farm show. There was a lot of equipment there that I literally had no idea what it was. It was huge. I took a picture of Ella next to a tractor tire that I probably could have fit in because it was so big. We had a good time. We looked at some of the side-by-sides, which we are going to be purchasing as soon as we can, and we can find something that we really like. We've just been kind of doing our research and trying to figure out, what one we want. Do we want two-seaters, a four-seater? Who knows? We just kind of need to decide what we want to do. And like I said, we got to meet Justin and Rebecca Rhodes, which was really neat. I have been following the Rhodes family for a long time, definitely since they started their Great American Farm Tour, and I'll link that down below if you have not watched their channel. If you're interested in watching their channel, they have some really neat stuff that they did then and that they have going on now. They actually have a book. They have their own streaming channel with Roots and Refuge and the Holler Homestead and Sow the Land. They're also California transplants, and actually the Holler Homestead are also California transplants. So there seems to be a lot of us coming from California and moving to different places to do our farm work elsewhere. It makes you kind of wonder about California, right? Anyways, it was really neat to meet them. We only got to talk to them for just a couple of minutes. There was a bit of a line, so people were waiting for us, waiting to talk to them, but it really got me thinking about, Rebecca had asked, I think it was Rebecca that asked me how long we had been, on our homestead, and we explained that obviously, actually, we do it for a living, but we did start out homesteading, which I started, on our little 2 acres when I first moved back from San Francisco in 2003, because Jacob was just a baby, and that was really how I got my start. We got some chickens, and as it quickly escalated into goats and raising some pigs for ourselves, and before we know it, I was doing it full time. So, but it just just got me thinking about where to start when you start homesteading, and honestly, you can start homesteading even if you just have a backyard. Growing for yourselves, raising a couple animals if you can. Chickens are great. You can raise chickens in your backyard, both meat chickens and chickens for eggs if possible. Most municipalities allow you to do that. And it just really made me think about our roots. Actually, Justin's book coming out is called Rooted. And, it just really made me think about our roots and, how we got started, and honestly how fortunate that we are to be able to be where we are, to start our farm and to grow our farm here on this 90 acres and be able to expand and do all the things and live out all the dreams that I've always wanted to live out. But anyways, I'm gonna knock out chores and then we're gonna head in and do some activities. It's pretty cold out today and everything is wet, so I've got to feed the pigs and get them some new straw. Just to make sure that they're all settled in. Like I said, it is cold today, and next week we're expecting basically a whole week of rain, so we need to get some of the stuff done out here that we need to. But come on with me, let's do chores. And
Good morning, chickens. Good morning, Obi-Wan. What's up, buddy? You guys hungry? Who's hungry chickens? There's some hungry chickens. Where are you guys going? They're off to the barn. That's where they think all the food is. But they did leave me an egg. So let's get that in before it freezes. Lovely.
I started growing for my family because I wanted healthy food for them, and we expanded it into a business because we wanted to offer healthy food to other families, and we know that that is an important thing, and we also know that it's hard to find and hard to trust sometimes what you're getting. Even when you buy, at a local butcher, you don't know. There's no labels on it. You're not able to talk to the person that's growing the food or just really the boots on the ground. So that's a lot of the reason why. Sorry for the out of breath. I just hauled some pig feed over down the hill and back up the hill. Anyways, it's one of those things like you just don't know necessarily what you're getting unless you're able to talk to the farmer, and that's why we do what we do. But it all started with growing for my family. It all started with growing for the kids, my older kids when they were little, and our small little 2-acre, farm that we had. And that's really what got me going. And even when I was in San Francisco, I had some tomato plants in the backyard, and I just really started then, and I see the value of being able to grow for yourself and bring that bounty into your family. and feed it to your family or just yourself if you're growing just for, you're just by yourself, growing for yourself. Bringing that bounty in and preparing it and consuming it and knowing that it was your hands, your feet, your body that made that happen. It's really an amazing experience, and you can do that anywhere you are, a backyard in a suburb, a balcony in a city, or on a 87-acre farm in Kentucky. So I actually have in the works. I don't think I've talked about it, but it's probably about ready, so I can kind of talk about it now. I have in the works a homestead, if you will, series coming out in the next few weeks, just about things that you can do where you are, as they say, grow where you are, things that you can do where you are and how things are now to help make your family a bit more self-sufficient and able to eat things that you grow yourself. So, I'm going to do some tutorials on starting seeds and growing seeds, especially as, spring gets here. The sun just came out and it's glorious. Can you see? I'm trying to back up so I can get into the sun. It's a little chilly this morning. But a homestead series on maybe raising your own animals for meat and milk, or meat or eggs, and I really think it's going to be a neat series. I'm excited to get more into it. I've done a couple of videos that'll be coming out soon, but I'm excited to really just go back to those roots and just as a reminder to myself really of why I started doing this farm, because it was a long time ago, and just the house when I started growing, it was just a couple of tomato plants, and of course that quickly turned into a 5-acre 100-member CSA, and then of course quickly escalated into raising 5,000 broilers and 30 hogs a year. But I started with just a backyard flock, and I started with 25 chickens in a PVC chicken tractor and 2 hogs for my family. So it's everybody has their journeys, and I'm excited to share more about my journey. And I wish that I would have been I wish that YouTube would have been a thing, and I could have been vlogging about those times, because it was hard. There was a big learning curve that, I didn't have any resources. There was YouTube. I don't remember. I didn't watch YouTube videos then. There were books. I read, 5 Acres in Independence and Your Permaculture Homestead, I think. And, there's other books that I read. But nothing like there is now. There's no resource. There's nothing like the resources that there are now. So it's neat to be able to take advantage of those, to see what others are doing, to see what the Justin Rhodes and the Holler Homestead and, Jess and Maya at Roots and Refuge, and Joel Salatin, who's doing production level. We model a lot of our stuff off of his models, of course, tailored to our environment, which we have to relearn our environment now. But it's amazing the resources that are out there, videos and websites and photos and all that stuff that wasn't really a thing when I started homesteading and when I started farming. So it's neat to be able to share that with you. I'm excited to be able to share that with you, and I think it's going to be a really fun series to do for all of us. But guys, well, the sun is gone, so I think that means it's time for me to head in. Chores are done, everybody is fed and has new bedding, so they should be fine for today. And I got to run in. I've got some household type tasks that need to get done. I've got to do laundry and some bookkeeping, and today's a school day for Ella, so I need to spend some time with her doing some schoolwork. But thanks for hanging out with us, and if I could leave you with one thing today, wherever you are, start with what you can, and you'll do great things. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see. We make one new video a week. Oh, by the way, if you are in the Kentucky area, central to northern Kentucky and around Lexington, Louisville, and even into Cincinnati area, and you do want to get pasture-raised, non-GMO, soy-free meats delivered direct to your doorstep, make sure that you are on our email list. We are going to be starting that up pretty soon. We're getting ready to get chicks on the farm. These pigs will be ready in just a few months, so make sure you're on our email list so you know what is happening and so you can be notified when we do start those deliveries. But in the meantime, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you next time.